ASMR football video. Now, today's video, as you can tell by the title, and as I have promised you in previous videos, is a Champions League video. We're going to be reviewing, and I'm going to be giving my opinion, the recently finished round of 16, as well as the Champions League draw for the quarterfinals, which happened today, the day I'm recording this. But firstly, I just wanted to say a huge thank you for 500 subscribers. It's a milestone we hit a couple of days ago now, and I honestly cannot thank you guys enough. I'm going to hold off saying too much about that, because I'm sure I'll say another big thank you in my 500 subscriber video, whatever that might be. It will probably be the beginning of the journey on FIFA, as I said, but we shall see. But yeah, just thank you so much. Anyways, yeah, I'm not going to say any more. I'm just going to get straight in with the video. So I'm going to talk about both legs of each of the contests of the ties. But I'm going to talk about some games more than others. Purely so this video isn't too long. So I'm going to start. What match should we start with? There are two possible matches to start with, but I'm gonna start with one of the most unbelievable ones. Well, the other one is unbelievable as well, but this one was just incredible to watch. It was the tie between PSG and Barcelona. So the first leg finished 4-0 to PSG at the Stade de France they play at? It might not be. At PSG's ground. They were at home. And they won 4-0. The first goal, I think it was a free kick from Di Maria, and then Draxler scored. Then Di Maria scored an amazing finesse goal from outside the box, and then Cavani got the fourth. And PSG were just absolutely fantastic. Barcelona didn't look like themselves. I didn't think. And PSG were deserved winners, definitely. And a lot of people wrote Barcelona off. But, and I'm not just saying this because of what happened, I never doubted them for a second. However, I didn't think they'd do it in the fashion they did in the second leg. So they needed to win by 4 goals to 0. 5 goals to 0 to progress. If PSG got an away goal, that was it. It couldn't go to extra time. So Barca went 1-0 up after 2 minutes with a Suarez header that just about crossed the line. Then got their second. I think it was a Kazawa own goal, but I know Iniesta did an amazing back heel to set it up. And then the third was a Messi penalty. Now, there's controversy over whether that was a penalty or not. I personally think it was a penalty. People are saying he ran into him, but there's still, I don't know, it's difficult, but I think it was a penalty. It looks as if, was it Munier, like sort of Supermaned him to the ground, like around his legs, but anyway, that's just me. I think it was a penalty, and Messi converted it. But just as it looked like it was all going Barcelona's way, Cavani scored. I think it was a fantastic finish. It was great work by Kazawa, I think it was, on the left, and Cavani sort of volleyed it into the top middle of the goal. It was brilliant, and that honestly looked like it was the end. And that was it, because Barca would now need to score 3 goals in order to progress. Well, Neymar scored an immaculate free kick. Argument that Trapp could maybe have done better, but take nothing away from the free kick. It was a brilliant curling effort. And then Suarez was bundled to the floor for another penalty, which Neymar stepped up this time and scored. And at this point, my head was gone. I couldn't believe. Well, it was one of those things where you were just like, no, surely not. Like, how is this happening? But then you remember you're watching Barcelona, and then it was written in the stars, wasn't it? In the 94th 4th minute, and I think like 30 seconds out of 5 minutes of added time, Neymar did a nice bit of skill on the edge of box, sent a floating ball in with his left foot, and the young Sergi Roberto met it with like a diving kick and scored. And oh my days, the scenes were absolutely incredible. I went ballistic. I'm a big fan of Barcelona, love watching them play, but man, I wish I was at the Nou Camp. It looked absolutely incredible. They actually produced a minor earthquake with like the amount of celebration that went on. It looked amazing. And I didn't doubt them, at all. After the first leg, I knew they could come back, but I had no idea they would do it in such dramatic fashion. It was incredible, absolutely incredible. So yeah, Barcelona go through, PSG are out. Now the next matchup I'll go on to is Leicester and Sevilla, and it's equally incredible, but incredible in a different way, because Leicester, although they're not doing amazingly in the Premier League, they're continuing this amazing upsurge. They're in, well, if you're watching this, I assume you know, but they are into the quarterfinals of the Champions League. Leicester City, I think it's still absolutely incredible. If I was a Leicester fan, I wouldn't care where I was in the league. I wouldn't care if we lost in the quarterfinals 10-0 on aggregate. They're in the final 8 teams in the world. That's absolutely amazing. Credit to Leicester. Really, it was really sad to see Ranieri get sacked. But I think once you lose the dressing room, there's not a lot you can do as a manager, and the board had to act, I guess. Anyways, the first leg actually finished by 2-1 to Sevilla, and Sevilla were completely dominant. I thought if it wasn't for Kasper Schmeichel, they would have been out after the first game. Who scored the first goal? Bear with me, I have it written down. Oh yeah, it was Sarabia. Was it? Is that how you say his name? Sarabia. Anyway, it was a brilliant bullet header, and then Correa got the second, and then out of nowhere, Leicester had barely threatened the Sevilla goal. Vardy popped up to get the Foxes that crucially important away goal, which meant that coming into the second leg, Leicester obviously only needed to win 1-0 in order to progress, and they won 2-0. Like the Nou Camp, obviously Leicester Stadium's not as big, but it looked absolutely incredible. It would have been amazing to be there. Wes Morgan, the captain, got the first goal. Quite lucky, came off his shin, but he was in the right place to get it in. And then Albrighton got the second with a really well taken goal, actually, and that was just fantastic. Could have gone to extra time, but luckily Schmeichel was there to save a penalty. He actually saved a penalty in the first leg as well. So they've really got him to thank for progressing. He was absolutely phenomenal in both legs. But yeah, what can you say? Leicester's meteoric rise continues, and it's just great to see. I just hope that they stay up. Although I'd like them to get relegated but win the Champions League, because surely that would be a first. I don't know if it's not a first for that to happen. Let me know in the comments. Okay, so yeah, Leicester and Barcelona through so far. We'll do the English teams next. We'll do Arsenal first. We'll get it out of the way for any of you Arsenal fans watching. So yeah, Arsenal got Bayern again, and yeah, let's just say I can't even say they got knocked out. They got absolutely obliterated. 10-2 on aggregate. I mean, it's just quite incredible, really. The first leg finished 5-1 to Bayern. Robin got the first one with a great goal, but it was poor defending. Like, you can't show Robin onto his left foot like that. But Sanchez did equalise after actually missing the penalty, but scored like the third rebound. And then Lewandowski got his goal, and then Thiago. The Bayern Munich third goal was absolutely incredible. Can't remember who played it into Lewandowski, but he did like this beautiful like flick around the Arsenal defender, and Thiago ran through and finished it. Thiago then got the fourth via a deflection, and then Müller came off the bench to get Bayern's fifth. So that finished 5-1, and then the second leg finished 5-1 again to Bayern. Walcott scored first. It was a well taken goal to give Arsenal fans hope, and then the turning point was well, I don't know if Arsenal would have gone on to score 4 goals, but Laurent Koscielny was sent off. I'm not even sure why. If you could let me know, that'd be great. But yeah, Koscielny was sent off, and then he was given a yellow card for giving away a penalty, and then he was shown another yellow like straight after, which was crazy. I've lost the place in my notes. Anyway, Lewandowski scored the penalty, and then Robin scored again. Then Douglas Costa scored a brilliant solo goal, and then Vidal scored 2 goals. His first being a really nice little chip over Ospina. What can I say, really? The golfing class was absolutely huge. I'd say Arsenal's only real world-class players, Sanchez and Ozil. There was no way the Arsenal squad would be able to compete with Bayern. Well, actually, that's probably unfair. It's probably more fair to say Arsenal defence were never going to cope with Bayern's attack, I would say, which is a fair judgment. But yeah, Arsenal have been knocked out in the round of 16 again. Literally, there's been so many like memes and like piss takes on the Twitter and stuff about them just always losing the round of 16. So yeah, that's been quite amusing, but I'm sure if you are an Arsenal fan, or if you are an Arsenal fan, you're pretty tired of it. Do I think Wenger should be sacked? I don't think Wenger should be sacked. I think he should walk away from the club. I think to sack him would be a massive disrespect, but if I was Arsene Wenger, I think I would know. I think the time's come to move on. What he's done with that club has been absolutely phenomenal. I'd say he's revolutionised Arsenal. But yeah, I think to sack him would be a bit of an injustice. But that's just me. But to be honest, I don't mind Arsenal losing because Arsenal fan TV is hilarious to watch. So, but anyways, Bayern go through. Next we have the other English team still left in it, and we had Man City, who took on Monaco. And City actually got knocked out as well. Brilliant. The first leg finished 5-3 to Man City at the Etihad. So first Sterling scored, and then Falcao equalised with a header, and then that young Mbappe, I think he's like 18, he put Monaco 2-1 up. He looks absolutely incredible. I'll just say a thing about him. He looks like a real talent. I'm thinking of maybe doing like a promising players video, but for like world football. My only hesitance with that is it would be quite difficult to give coverage to the whole world. Maybe Europe's top leagues would be a better idea. We'll see anyway. But yeah, Mbappe looks like a phenomenal talent, a real like prospect. But anyways, yeah, he put them 2-1 up, and then City equalised for Aguero, but then Monaco went 3-2 up. Stones made a mistake, and then Falcao did the most sublime chip. It was absolutely fantastic. But then City equalised with an amazing Aguero volley, and then John Stones put them 4-3 up before Sane sealed the game. I really like Leroy Sane as a player. I think the last few months he's really like adapted to the Premier League, and I think he's been brilliant for City. So yeah, that gave them a 5-3 advantage going into the second leg, but of course that meant that Monaco only had to win 2-0 to progress. And in the Monaco game, Monaco took the lead through that young guy, Mbappe again, and then got the second they needed through Fabinho. So it was 2-0 half time. They were going through. Man City were they were so poor. very, very poor in the first half, but they were a completely different side in the second. They had so many chances. Aguero missed a few, but luckily Sane crept up to score the goal, which made it 2-1 on the night, but meant City would go through on aggregate. And you saw like Guardiola urging his team not to sit back, just to carry on. And honestly, Monaco didn't look good at all, and City looked very, very comfortable. And then out of nothing, they got a free kick quite far out. Lamar whipped it in, and then Yoko, I think, scored a really good header. And out of nothing, just like that, despite City probably on the whole deserving to win the match, Monaco went 3-1 up and managed to hold on, and consequently knocked Man City out. I'd say overall it was pretty unfair on Man City, but you know, Monaco are a very, very decent side. I think a lot of people looked at the draw and thought, oh, that's like, City is clear favourites, but if you look at league form and how many goals Monaco score, you know, it was always going to be tough, and it was a very high scoring tie. I think it finished 6-all on aggregate. But yeah, Monaco go through. Now, the last game I'm going to talk about in depth is Real Madrid and Napoli. So the first leg finished 3-1 to Napoli. Insigne scored first with a really clever goal. You know, he saw that Navas was sort of out of position and far out, so Insigne just curled it from some distance around the keeper to give Napoli an away goal. But then, you know, Madrid always score. Benzema equalised with a header. Cruz scored after really good work from Ronaldo down the right. And then, as I mentioned in my If I Was video for Brazil, Casemiro scored probably one of the best goals of the Champions League so far. I'd say it was definitely the best goal of the round of 16. It was absolutely fantastic. A powerful volley from first time. Oh, it was great, brilliant to watch. But yeah, that gave Madrid a 3-1 advantage. And then the second leg, Mertens popped up with a great finish to really give Napoli hope, and they only need to score 1-0 to win, and win 2-0 in order to go through. And then I think Mertens hit the post. But then second half, 2 Sergio Ramos headers and a Morata poacher's goal was enough to, you know, obviously enough for Madrid to progress. Sad to see Napoli dumped out. I really like Napoli as a side. Well, I don't know if I like Napoli. I just like watching Insigne and Mertens play, because they prove that, you know, you don't need to be big and strong, you know, to be world class. Because Insigne is tiny. But yeah, Madrid expectantly do progress, winning 6-2 on aggregate. Now for the other 3 ties, I'm just going to sort of glance over. Firstly, Bayer Leverkusen versus Atletico. Atletico did progress in the first leg. It finished 4-2 at Leverkusen. Bellarabi and an own goal were the goals for Leverkusen, but Griezmann, Camero, Torres, and then a brilliant goal from Saul meant Atletico won 4-2. And then the second leg finished 0-0. Atletico just seeing out the game in order to progress. And then we had Benfica and Dortmund. Benfica won the first leg at home 1-0. Mitroglou scored, but then in the second leg Dortmund smashed them 4-0. Pulisic, the young American, and then an Aubameyang hat-trick got the goals. So yeah, I expected Dortmund to go through, so that doesn't really surprise me. And then again, expectantly, Juventus and Porto. Juventus progressed 3-0 on aggregate. They won the first leg away 2-0. Piazza and Dani Alves scoring, and then a Dybala penalty at home was enough to seal their place in the final 8. So now I'm just going to talk a little bit about the draw. So firstly, we've got Juventus versus Barca. That'll be a fantastic game. was the Champions League final fixture, was it 2 or 3 seasons ago? That'll be a really great game, I think. I'm quite sad to see either of them knocked out, but really looking forward to that. Dortmund v Monaco, expecting a really high-scoring game with that one. Yeah, that should be very interesting. Then we've got Atletico Madrid against Leicester. That's probably a good draw for Leicester. Another Spanish side, you know. Could I see Leicester doing it? Who knows? A part of me really thinks they could. Imagine if they got to the semi-finals, it would be incredible. But yeah, part of me thinks they could. But maybe I'm just underestimating Atletico. I can't wait to see Griezmann absolutely destroy Wes Morgan. Anyway, and then we've got Bayern Munich against Real Madrid. That'll be a really good contest as well. Similar magnitude to Juve versus Barca, I would say. So overall, I would say the draw is a very intriguing one. All 4 fixtures seem good. Hopefully, I can watch them all at the same time. So yeah, who do I think will win? Juve v Barca. I'm gonna say Barca. Dortmund v Monaco. Oh, I'm gonna go with Monaco. Monaco looked really good. Atletico v Leicester. You know what? I'm gonna say Leicester. And Bayern versus Real Madrid. I'm gonna say Madrid. So I think the final 4 will be Barca, Monaco, Leicester, and Madrid. Would be hilarious to watch this back and actually Juve, Dortmund, Atletico, and Bayern go through, and I'm completely wrong. But hey ho, we'll see. But I'm definitely being optimistic with Leicester. But oh well, why not? They're the English team, you've got to support them. View it as England versus Spain, put it that way. Anyway guys, that does conclude this Champions League review. I really hope you did enjoy it. If you did, please do leave a like and a comment down below. And obviously subscribe if you are new. Again, thank you for the 500 subscribers. And here's to 500 more. So yeah, subscribe if you're new, leave a like, and until the next video guys,